as we decided to become homeowners, there was a million of questions that we asked ourselves and the internet in an attempt to figure out all the details, from how much we can afford to what type of property to buy and when and where is the best time to buy it.
And in this video, we will share step by step our first-time home buying experience. This video was made in partnership with the Canadian Home, a fantastic app that helps Canadians buy, sell, and rent homes with all the information you need to make the right decision.
But first, let's address the elephant in the room and talk about the current housing market in the GTA. So the average price for a 3-bedroom house in the GTA is around $1.1 million. It's actually not that much higher than the prices a year ago. That's kind of a good news. People these days are a bit hesitant to buy because mortgage rates are high, the economic environment is uncertain, so naturally it's driving home prices down. And that's why we think right now is actually the best time to buy a home. Because who knows when there's gonna be the next Boxing Day sale on homes. GTA is huge and it includes several regions. The city of Toronto, Halton, Peel, York and Durham. And each of them has different average property costs and property taxes. Buying a home in the GTA is expensive. And no matter where you live, buying a home is most likely the biggest purchase most of us will ever make. So, let's break this whole home buying process down.
So here's the breakdown of the home buying journey steps. First, you need to determine budget, then find an agent, search for a home, make an offer, and close the deal. The first step in buying your first house is to determine your budget. How much home can you afford? This means talking to a mortgage broker, getting a pre-approval for a mortgage, and finding the best mortgage rate. To find a mortgage broker, you can go directly to your bank or talk to a referred mortgage broker, like we did. You can also find a trusted mortgage broker through the Canadian Home app. In order to get a mortgage pre-approval from the bank, you have to share all your income, debts, savings, and any other financial investments that you have. There are a lot of different costs associated with owning a home, aside from the price of the home. You need to consider additional costs like property taxes, home insurance, and closing costs, which is a combination of land transfer tax, legal fees, and title insurance. If you're buying a home that's part of a condominium complex, you should also expect to pay monthly condo maintenance fees.
Once we knew our budget, the next step for us was to find a real estate agent to help us navigate the housing market. A real estate agent can help you find properties that meet your needs and budget, negotiate with sellers, guide you through the buying process, and ultimately serve as a trusted, ideally, advisor in making the decision for the purchase. Personally, we used a realtor Anastasia worked with before. And if you're looking for a realtor, you can ask your friends for referrals or find a trusted real estate agent through the Canadian Home app. Depending on the area in which you want to buy a home, the Canadian Home app will match you with an expert in that specific area. Whether you decide to work with an agent or not, you should always get on the ball and start looking for properties yourself. Real estate agents are not mind readers, so it takes a while for them to get a good idea of what you're looking for. So we've sent dozens of listings to our agent before we began to feel like she really gets us. And it was a good learning process for us too. Communication is really important here, as you want to clearly communicate why you like or dislike the home so that realtors can help you find more homes within your preferred style. And while looking for listings, we also did research on different home types and GTA regions. Because at the end of the day, who are we kidding? We cannot afford a $1.3 million home in Toronto. We need other options. And this is where the Canadian Home app came to the rescue. We started using it to keep an eye on properties within our budget and decide what homes and what areas we like. So let's talk about how to actually look for a home.
When searching for a house, paying attention to several key factors as you scroll through listings is important. First and foremost, budget is by far the biggest constraints you'll have, so you automatically want to set the price range in your filters. Then you select the type of home, whether you want to live in a condo apartment or have a detached home or a bungalow. You'll also want to pay attention to the location of each property and consider factors such as proximity to schools, shopping centers, and public transportation. GO train station proximity is particularly important if you're one of those who need to commute to Toronto for work. Driving to downtown Toronto from anywhere would make you feel awful and miserable. It's better to take the train. Additionally, you'll want to look for properties that meet your specific needs in terms of size, number of bedrooms and bathrooms, and other features. For us, for instance, having a garage and basement for our YouTube studio was important. And finally, you'll want to carefully review the listing's details and listing history to take note of any potential issues or red flags, such as some structural problems, recent renovations, past damage, or the year when the building was built. If the size is important to you, you can actually look at the exact size of each room here. And what I found really cool as a European who's not used to the imperial system is that you can switch to the metric system and finally have a much better idea of what the size actually is. I'm still learning how to count my square feet.
So this is what our last month looked like. We set up a filter for what we looked for and just scrolled through homes and building lists of potential properties we felt really good about and wanted to visit. Since we're buying a home together, there was lots of back and forth between us two. Having the built-in chat function to share the home in one click was actually very useful. It took hours and hours of our time, and viewing properties was very time and energy consuming. Traveling across GTA back and forth takes forever, especially if you get stuck in a traffic jam on your way to another viewing after work. And whether you like it or not, GTA real estate market is always in demand. And that means that there are other people who are after the same home that you really like. So you need to move and act really fast. After you have finally found a property that you're interested in, the next step is to make an offer. And this is where having a real estate agent can be especially helpful, as they can advise you on the offer strategy, timing, and can negotiate with the seller on your behalf.
We use the mini cheat code at the Canadian Home app, looking at their estimated value of the home. This estimate looks at all the homes similar to this sold recently and gives you a fair market assessment on how much this home is really worth relative to everything else selling on the market. It gives you a really good idea on whether you stand a chance in making an offer according to your budget, or whether you should bump up the price to make sure that you win the bid. In our case, we put our offer with conditions like financing and inspection. We will talk more about it in our future videos if you'd like. Just leave a comment below if you'd like that. And once our offer was accepted, we arranged for a home inspection to ensure that the property is in good condition and didn't have any hidden problems. You will also need to secure financing as soon as you can to make sure that you can actually pay for the home that you're buying. And this is where you will begin the formal mortgage application process. It really helps to have a pre-approval here because it gives both you and the bank a head start in the process and reduces the risk of getting financing rejected at the last minute. Once you have secured the financing and completed all necessary inspections and paperwork, you will be ready to close on your home. This typically involves signing a lot of paperwork, agreeing on the move-in date, also known as the closing date, and paying closing costs, which can include fees for legal services like working with a lawyer, title insurance to make sure that the home indeed belongs to you, land transfer fees, and some other expenses. By the way, if you're a first-time home buyer, you are eligible for up to $4,000 refund for the land transfer tax in Ontario. If you want to know how much all of this stuff will cost you, the Canadian Home shows a good breakdown of all the costs that you'll incur buying any property. It was really helpful to build our own spreadsheets and run our numbers. You can look at your monthly mortgage payments here once you know your interest rates, or you can just put a placeholder one for now, if you don't have that. You can also see an approximation of other costs like property taxes, utility bills, internet, and so on. Super helpful for us as first-time home buyers, because the value of the home is not the final amount that you'll have to pay. It will be more.
With all that being said, we are happy to announce that we have bought our first home. We couldn't be more excited to share all about it with you and dig deeper into our home search and home buying process. So let us know in the comments below what specifically you want to learn about. We'd be happy to share our stories and mistakes so that you don't repeat them.
We want to give a special thanks to the Canadian Home for partnering with us on this video and our home search. If you want to give it a try, we will leave a link in the description box below to download the app. And if you're looking for an agent, they have a team of professionals to help you find your new Canadian home.
Thanks a lot for watching! And if this video was helpful to you, please gently tap the like button below. It really helps our channel grow, and subscribe to our channel to make sure you don't miss our next video. A huge shout out to our Patreon supporters, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care!
Bye!